Hey everyone, Xander here with another video. Welcome back to the channel. The ski and snowboard season is almost upon us and I can practically taste it. Some mountain resorts like A-Basin have already begun to experience their very first snowfall just earlier this week. So it is such an exciting time as we're approaching the end of fall and the winter season is almost upon us. In anticipation for this next snowboarding season, I wanted to share some of my personal goals and challenges that I have for myself for this upcoming season and hopefully inspire you to come up with your own goals as well. Here are 7 major areas that I hope to improve upon and challenge myself heading into the 2022-2023 ski and snowboarding season. If you've been following the channel the last couple of months, you would know that I've recently taken up skating here in Miami Beach, and I've gotten into longboarding in hopes of getting myself into better shape and working on my fundamentals, my stance, my carving, and balancing. And just recently, I've actually discovered that I am actually a goofy rider and not a regular rider. Since I began snowboarding in early 2020 before the pandemic set in, I found myself starting as a regular rider. And just this last season, I started noticing I had a tendency to ride switch a lot of the time. My body just had this natural inclination of going switch, and it felt more comfortable that way. And having done some more balancing tests and actually now riding my longboard here in Miami Beach, I have discovered that I am indeed a goofy rider, and it's more comfortable that way. Pretty much the beginning of the snow season is going to be focusing on rebooting myself, getting acclimated with my new snowboard. I have also taken my health very seriously this off season, and I am currently down 26 pounds, which is a huge achievement, but I'm not happy with it, to be honest. I need to push myself a little bit more. I have been hitting the gym more frequently. I've changed my diet completely. I've been trying to eat more clean, and it's starting to pay dividends, but I need to focus more on my stamina, my leg strength, and my balance. And this past off season, I feel like I'm heading in a direction that I'm ready to make a jump to the next level in snowboarding, hopefully. So the second major thing I would love to challenge myself is to do more black diamond runs. To this day, I've only ever completed 2 black diamond runs, and one of them was by accident. The first half of this new season, I'm gonna be concentrating on getting my edges back under me, getting my leg strength back up, and my confidence by tackling as many blue runs as possible as a good sort of warm up. And now that I understand that I am a goofy rider, I'm looking forward to hitting the blues as soon as we hit our first mountain resort. Once I've gotten my confidence back up and improved on my reflexes, I think I would love to make the jump into consistently doing black diamond runs. There's something about the ungroomed extreme terrain of mountains that's both exciting and challenging, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I can make that jump this season, that I can start to consistently do black diamond runs, which leads me to topic number 3, attempting the glades. For those that are not aware of what the glades are, this is alpine skiing. For the most part off-piste, which means it's not part of a groomed terrain. On the mountains, you usually have trails that are groomed and routinely patrolled by ski patrol. Glades tends to be black diamonds from what I've been seeing, although some mountain resorts do have moderately blue glades or alpine trails for people to get into and enjoy that alpine experience. I have never done it, and I've always wanted to do alpine skiing, or alpine snowboarding in this case. I think it's a thrilling experience, and I'm looking forward to it this season. I think there's some sort of natural beauty, a sort of atmosphere to the alpine experience from what I've been told, what I've seen. And I have seen the glades in certain mountains, like in Jackson Hole and Killington, but I never really got to traverse that terrain because I felt like I wasn't ready for it. But the ability to go to ungroomed patches of snow, deep powder, enjoy that solitude out in nature with that alpine experience, I'm looking forward to it. You need to exercise extra caution when you go into the alpine elements. You can face a lot more dangers in the alpine environment, especially since you have to deal with cliffs, tree wells. They kill skiers and snowboarders all the time. You need to exercise extreme caution with that. Of course, this is one of the most dangerous aspects of skiing and snowboarding. It does require expert knowledge of the terrain. You should know your way around the mountain. You should also be very confident in your skill set. It does require expert level skill to traverse this kind of terrain. You need to go with a buddy. When you go through the glades and expert terrain, or expert terrain in general, it's always best practice to go with a buddy in case something happens. There's someone looking out for you. You need to also be aware of tree wells right over there. They're littered throughout the resort too, especially on your
blues and blacks, so be mindful of that. If you have a partner, keep an eye out for them.
Now, number 4, experience my first bull run. A bull is, as the name suggests, a circular-ish depression on the side of a mountain. I have not been able to experience a bull yet in any of my experiences as a skier or snowboarder. So a normal piste is a normal groomed trail on a mountain, usually linear. It's a single path that's groomed for all riders alike to go through. You got greens, blues, and black diamonds. But for the most part, black diamonds aren't really groomed. They're extreme terrain for the most part, but those are like your double black diamonds. Black diamond's a little strange. I mean, I guess I'll have more experience with that this season. So since a normal piste gives you that linear experience on the mountain, the bowl allows skiers and snowboarders to really traverse however they want through that terrain. Being able to traverse a bowl, especially on a Pow Day, is something that excites me, and I would love to experience that. This kind of terrain requires a skill set that allows the rider to traverse any kind of extreme terrain. It is very important for myself to focus on getting in as many blue runs and black diamond runs as possible, so I'm better equipped and better prepared to do a bull run or bull runs this season. Now, to this day, I can handle blue runs exceptionally well, but considering that I am now starting over in the sense that I am now riding goofy and not regular, I kind of need to start from the drawing board and not rush myself. But I feel like these goals are a little bit feasible in the sense that I will find myself doing more black diamonds this season and finally start to experience that sort of off-piste experience. Number 5, experience my first Pow Day. I really haven't experienced a Pow Day to this day. The closest thing I got to a Pow Day were there were two instances really. My first one was back in 2020 when we were crossing the border from Canada during the whole COVID-19 pandemic scare. We found ourselves in Teton Valley in Montana. We went ahead and snowboarded in Teton Valley, and that night, the night before, I believe we got close to 7 inches of snow the night before our final day of snowboarding there, and it was pretty good POW conditions that day. But I'm talking puking conditions, guys. I would love to experience a full-on whiteout, as they say, like low visibility, kind of a POW storm. You're in the middle of a POW storm. It's still puking outside as you're riding, and you're just knee deep in POW. That's something I would love to experience, especially with the snowboard that I got that is all mountain, and it is a powder first snowboard. I'm excited to get my first Pow Day. I have already booked my first mountain resort. We are heading to Schweitzer, or as they say, Schweitzer, in January 2023, and January is historically their snowiest month, so I think Schweitzer is going to be a good opportunity to get my first Pow Day. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that I get to experience a Pow Day, and I would love to experience a whiteout day. Even though it can be a little dangerous and low visibility, I would love to kind of experience it just to say I did it, you know what I mean? Number 6. I would love to try more tricks this season. I've always been a very conservative rider. You might have seen my vlogs already with Chasing the Gnar, my first couple episodes there. I've always been a very conservative rider in the sense of I just stick to groomers, I kind of play it safe. Sometimes I kind of get a little bit hesitant when I pick up speed, and that's something I got a lot better with at Killington with that icy conditions there. That being said, I think I'm very much open to trying more tricks. I've kind of fallen down this rabbit hole of Ed Shreds. He's a great YouTuber. You fall down this rabbit hole of snowboard YouTubers and you start looking at all sorts of tricks lists. I want to make that jump from being a relatively conservative rider to a little bit more aggressive, especially now that I'm pushing myself to do a little bit more extreme terrain this season. I would definitely love to get a couple of more tricks in. We're talking, you know, nothing crazy. I would love to try more butters. I would love to try that Ninja Vanish. I have a list of tricks that I have written down that you will see this upcoming season. So that's another set of goals I've set aside for myself, but I'm sure there are a bunch of you out there that absolutely rip it in parks and side hits. I would love to challenge myself to get a little bit more air. I want to hit more side hits. Okay, so I've only gone for side hits a few times, and every time I've gone for a side hit, I bailed. And I never got any air, or I kind of bail out and I pick up too much speed. And that brings us to our 7th and final topic. Give the park scene a chance. Parks scare me. I find parks super intimidating. When I visited Killington, I had a chance to check out their park there briefly, and I totally was intimidated by it. And there was actually another instance that I saw another park that I actually accidentally went through through it, and it was in Snowbird. The first time I hit Snowbird back in 2021, I went through a park and I was super intimidated. I was like, I do not belong here. Honestly, I want to give it a chance. I think I can mentally get over the whole intimidation of it once I start to get a little bit more comfortable with my snowboard now, start to do a little bit more aggressive riding, start to do some tricks, get side hits under my belt, get some air, get comfortable with getting in the air with my board. And now I think I would love to revisit the idea of going to a park. Get that feeling of, you know, hitting some box jumps, getting on the rail, that sort of thing, and then eating it. I need a sponsor for crash pads. If anyone's out there watching this video, you want a sponsorship for crash pads, I'm your guy. I definitely need to invest in a couple pairs of crash pads going into the season, but I really want to give park riding a chance. I think it'll be fun. I think I'll actually like it more than I think. So if you have any tips and pointers on park riding, I would love to hear in the comments. I've never done it. Not that it hasn't appealed to me, I was just very intimidated by it, and I don't know, something about myself the last like couple years, like getting air kind of scares me, but I'm kind of like mentally preparing myself this next season to get over it. I've been hitting trampolines, I've been doing more box squats and box jumps in my gym to like get used to catching some air and working on your form and tucking your knees in. I'm gonna give it a shot this season, and you're probably gonna see me eat it relentlessly. So really quick guys, I wanted to tell you what my plans are for this season now that I've shared my personal goals and challenges. I've already booked my first trip, and we'll be flying out to Spokane, Washington. Spokane. We'll be heading up to northern Idaho to visit Schweitzer. God, my pronunciations in this video are all over the place. I'll be hitting up Schweitzer for the first time come January 2023, and I'm excited guys. January is historically their most snowiest month, so I'm hoping to experience some great powder. If you're a local of Schweitzer, definitely would love to meet up with y'all and kind of get a buddy system going that can show us the way around and help us navigate some of that more extreme terrain, especially like bull runs, etc. Because I did hear that Schweitzer has a really great glades run that I'm super excited about. I've been doing my research. I've been looking over the trail maps like I'm Nicolas Cage from National Treasure. It's just, I don't know what the Pow is gonna look like come opening day right after Thanksgiving, and a lot of people are gonna be hitting up the slopes on holidays, and those weeks get busy, and not to mention you get blackouts on certain passes like the Icon Pass on holidays. So I don't know if it's gonna be feasible. I don't know if I wanna throw away those days, but who's to say? I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe last second I'll squeeze something in, I don't know. But right now, I've got Schweitzer on the books, January 6th through the 11th. I'm gonna be out there. Don't be a stranger, say hi. Looking forward to Schweitzer and see what you guys got. I know that northern Idaho is an awesome area. You got 2,900 acres of skiable terrain, and I'm looking forward to that. I got Colorado in the mix as well. I would love to revisit A Basin. That was one of the first resorts I visited with the GoPros as well. I feel like I owe A Basin another shot because I have a little bit of unfinished business there, and same goes for Snowbird as well. I got a group of guys coming with me. We're looking at hitting up Salt Lake City. We're gonna be going through Brighton, Solitude, and of course, my personal favorite, the bird, Snowbird. Snowbird has a special place in my heart. Snowbird is a beautiful mountain resort. Love the terrain over there, great people. And I kind of made a breakthrough on that mountain when I started my snowboarding journey, so I owe a lot to Snowbird, and it's only right that I go back this year now that I feel like I'm a lot better snowboarder. I do have plans to squeeze in that Stoke Squad meetup. Stoke Squad is a group of skiers and snowboarders that I'm in a Discord with from one of my favorite YouTubers, Lucas Catania. Phenomenal skier. He's based in Utah as well. He had his first Stoke Squad meetup last year that unfortunately I couldn't make last year, but I hope to make it this season. That's in play as well, I believe in March. And then come April, another fellow YouTuber who is also a part of the Stoke Squad community that Lucas Catania has built out in Oregon, planning to meet up with him and have a couple of guys come with me as well to meet up with him, go to Mount Hood, Timberline Lodge, and check that out with him as well. Got a lot to look forward to this next season, and somehow, some way, if I can squeeze in one more Ice Coast trip back up to Killington and then check out Sugar Bush like I intended, that would be super dope. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what are your personal challenges and goals for this upcoming season? What are some of the mountains you're looking forward to hitting? I know we're coming up already at the end of November. We're getting opening day on a lot of great mountain resorts. I would love to hear if any of y'all are gonna be out there, and let me know if any of the mountains from my list are the ones that you live nearby. Maybe we can link up and you guys can show me around. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, and I look forward to shredding with all of you out there for the next snowboard and ski season. I'll catch you all on the wild side.